Hello. So today I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite productivity apps. There's kind of some apps which I use to help me in what like anything that I'm concentrating in, which can be most of the time is school, things like that. So yeah, I've been thinking about university and also just kind of been thinking about what helps me focus and like kind of how I keep myself organized because I have tried writing things on paper, but the thing is that I always need to have like a calendar with me or I always need to have a notepad with me. So I have truly found that apps do help me the most to stay productive, which have truly helped me over the years. Three of them are kind of like obvious what they're for, but I'll still explain. But then I have two at the end, which might not be as obvious, help with general well-being, living like an intentional lifestyle, and also productivity and making sure that you get things done. So the first app I use is Google Calendar, which is basically an online calendar app. This should be pretty obvious because I have a Google phone. Google Calendar came with the phone. So I have it on it's a giant widget on the screen of my phone. And that way I don't even need to like go into the app. Just from the home screen when I unlock my phone, I can press the plus and then I can view what's happening each day. And you can set an event to be an all day event. For example, if I'm on a trip, I could do multiple days and it was the day is an event, or I can set an event for a specific time and then I can have it I set it up where 30 minutes before the event I get a reminder about it. That's helpful. I have things like watering plants and I can easily just do it. I repeat every Saturday just forever. But then also you can make something repeat just like 5 times, like every second Monday of the month, like things like that. It's really nice. And also I prefer the typing because I can reschedule things and also I can make things repeat much quicker than I could if I was writing on paper. App which I use is Google Keep, and it's basically a note-taking app. Again, it's a Google-based app, and in theory, it isn't like the best because there are restrictions I found, but for simple note-taking, it's really helpful. If I'm writing down notes, I use it, but also just like little things throughout the day. If I want to remind myself to do something and like it doesn't quite warrant an entry in my Google Calendar, I will just do a note. I open this app multiple times daily, and I have lots of notes from basically everything ever. It's really helpful. And what I also like about it because it's very simple. Again, just like Google Calendar, plus button, plus right there, type something in, you can draw something, you can do a to-do list. It's really simple, and that's what makes it work really well for me. It becomes like an effort to just make a note. I'm not going to enjoy it, and I'm going to want to look somewhere else. But because it's so simple to use, it really just works so smoothly into my life that like I use it so many times per day and I open it so many times without even realizing because it's so easy to just do it and check. It really is an intuitive app, which I also think helps with productivity. It doesn't take away from what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to remember, what I'm trying to write down. The third app that I use is Notion, and I normally use it on my computer, but I do also have it on my phone, although I can't open it too much. In Notion, I use similarly as I do to Google Keep for long-term things. For example, have a listening log for albums I listen to each month. I have a reading log for books I've read over the year. Then I have a Q3 checklist, and then I have a 2025 checklist, kind of like bucket lists. So it's a more organized version of my notes because it has like these permanent like Q3 lists. When Q3 is done, I'll update it for my Q4 list. Yeah, so I definitely use it more academically. The fourth app which I use for productivity, and this is quite a strange one. I would be surprised if anyone's ever thought of this for productivity, but it is an app one of my friends introduced to me many years ago called radiogarden. It also is a website, but it is an app, and I do have it on my phone. And it basically lets you listen to radio stations around the world. It kind of starts with this globe, and you can spin it around, and there are so many options, and you can listen live on all these radio stations. And it includes the music that's listened to, of course, and it also includes like ads and things like that from that country or from that area. And while there are some saved stations I have, which I do often listen to, it's really interesting to listen to music, especially I like to go in Africa and Asia. I think they have a lot of really interesting music there, and I have discovered a lot of new songs from Zap. But at the same time, having all this new music and like these ads often in a different language and stuff like that, like listening to this other radio station in the background helps me concentrate a lot. As much as I like using Spotify and listening to playlists, which I already know, that doesn't actually help me focus. But this turns more into background noise, but pleasant background noise. So I find it really does help me focus. The fifth and final productivity app is Google Fit. Google Fit is a really nice interface that can let you track workouts and things like that. But also because I always keep my phone in my pocket, automatically track things for me. I think it's nice to see how my physical health can contribute or help my mental health to see the correlation between the two. So it's nice to know, oh, if I didn't get that many steps today, if I didn't get that many heart points today, maybe I should go outside before I start like focusing on this thing because I know that I know the relationship between the two. The 5 apps which I use to help stay productive and help kind of organize my life, both physically, mentally, academically, all things like that. Um, Let me know if there's any apps you think I should try out because apps like Radio Garden, most people wouldn't consider a productivity app, but to me it is, helps me stay productive. And I think finding all these has really helped shape my life in a certain way where I feel on top of things. I remember deadlines, things like that. Because the paper planner, writing down things, that didn't work for me. But finding these apps and trying lots out, this is what did work for me. And I think you yourself, you should also see what works for you.